Yo, yo, it's your boy D-Train on the ones and the twos.
And this is Henry Papali, and welcome to episode 28 of the franchise.
It's Westworld time. Hey, listen, we're also doing Futureworld. You know?
We are.
Yeah, give me a little Wagner. Hey, I was listeing to, Zarathustra. That's what I was waiting for, but...
that's Richard Strauss, so...
Oh, well, call me a fucking idiot.
You said Wagner, I gave you Wagner, sorry.
All right, listen, everybody. We're a few days late. We're 3 or 4 probably at this point days late with this episode. We've never been late with an episode before. We are like clockwork. All right, and I've got something to admit. I got put in an insane asylum.
Yeah.
All right, but we're back. We're better than ever. Do you want to talk about it a little bit, Hank?
I'm here for you, my friend. I'm always here for you, buddy. So whatever you want to talk about is fine with me, for sure.
Well, don't you want to ask me how I'm feeling?
How are you feeling, my friend? I was worried about you. We had a lot of people that care about you and were worried about you, and it's sounds like you're doing much better than you were. And so I hope you're feeling good, and I'm doing tonight's shows for you, man. Yeah, I mean, Cypress Hill, I guess, encapsulates it. I don't know. Well, why don't you talk about it since you want to say something?
Listen, it's franchise time. I just want everybody to know I'm back. I'm better than ever. And you got nothing to worry about. You'll hear this Westworld one. You're going to be loving this thing. And then we'll be back as soon as Sunday talking about Home Alone and Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
Yep.
That's right. And that's where we're going to have another few days off because Henry will be in the insane asylum.
For you making me watch those 2 fucking things? Is that what that refers to?
Correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I really am. Yeah. It's a really good going to be a good show.
It will be a good show. So don't pull your punches tonight at me, Henry.
No, don't worry.
No. I've got my podcasting shoes on, and I'm ready to go.
All right, my friend, my new man. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. All of that's true, by the way. I just want to say that. That wasn't a skit.
That wasn't a skit. I think that could have easily been interpreted as a skit.
Exactly. And but, I don't want it to be.
No, I understand, my friend. Yeah. Yeah. So, as they would say in Westworld, shoot me.
Yeah. It's true. As they would say in Westworld, fucking draw. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You draw.
Draw.
He can't really hurt you.
Now, should we talk about the TV show now or after these movies?
I think we should give a little brief thing now, because that's, after all, why we picked it, let's face it.
Man, it feels like that show ended a year ago, but It was just like 2 weeks ago.
It was.
And I don't mean that in any negative way pertaining to the TV show.
No.
I really do think it is one of the best things on television.
Yeah, it's great. I love it too. We're both big fans of it.
Big fans. I think it'd be the best show on HBO. or it will be once The Leftovers kicks the can.
Yeah, it's not quite at Leftovers level, but it's pretty high. Yeah.
I've said
another show that nobody's watching. Although I guess Westworld has.
Westworld's a hit.
Yeah.
Westworld.
Yeah.
I mean, I watch The Walking Dead too, and these are by far the two biggest hits I watch on TV, and I watch a ton of television.
Yeah.
And
as you might have said in the first episode we ever recorded, an ungodly amount of television. Yeah.
Look at you.
I remember that.
Why don't you just start doing the thing like at the end of Oprah when they're like, if you'd like a transcription of this episode, I think you'd enjoy doing that.
Me?
Yeah.
This is from memory.
Well, no, I don't think you could do that.
It's very hard for me though, because sometimes I can't remember anything, and then just certain things stick out in my head, and I remember that because I was about to say like, well, I watch a lot of TV too, and then I was like, that's not a fucking valid statement when I'm on a podcast with Dan.
Yeah, if you tried to transcribe though from memory, like our episode about like Superman Returns, you'd have me saying like, "You're a poo-poo pants," and you responding, "Well, actually, it's quite a silly film." And
also, if I was mentally able to transcribe every episode without listening or going back like that, I probably would be an extraordinarily rich person,
or at least a former co-star on Taxi.
Nice one.
Thanks.
To all you Marilu Henner fans.
Yeah.
He has that photographic.
Sweet Marilu Henner reference.
Yeah. I think she's come up before, actually. I don't know why.
Maybe she's been on Celebrity Apprentice a couple times.
The movie.
Yeah. Has she been in a movie we've covered?
Wait. I know she came up.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know why.
All right. Sorry, Marilu.
Yeah.
MH. Okay, Westworld, the original. Oh, but anyway, the movie, the TV show is just really gorgeous and elliptical and sort of maybe the best thing of its type I've seen since Lost. And this is coming from someone who never needs an answer to a single question on one of these shows. That's me. Sorry. Don't give a shit. I watch it for the characters. And I think the characters are particularly well drawn. The atmosphere is sometimes really just hauntingly gorgeous. Yeah. And there's a lot of Radiohead flying around, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, they got good music, and they got, for all you Game of Thrones fans out there, the opening music is composed by the guy who did that. Ramin Djawadi, I think. Yeah, it's good though. It's a good theme for the show.
Yeah.
For Westworld.
Yeah, and spoilers for all you. Can I spoil something from the finale?
From Westworld?
Yeah.
If you announce ahead of time, sure. Okay, everyone, hit pause on your hit pause on our recording if you're still in the middle of Westworld.
Skip 30 seconds.
Skip 30 seconds.
If you ever wanted to be one of the huge revelations of a drama, to be that one of the McPoyles from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia was actually Ed Harris, this is the show for you.
I don't even understand that spoiler, so that was fine, I think.
All right.
Back with a vengeance.
Oh, baby! I'm playing the A game. Yeah. Oh, not totally Back with a Vengeance. I was trying to sing, Hot Night, Summer in the City.
Yeah,
that's what I was going for.
Does anyone know the next line?
No, nobody. I think Pretty. It's something Pretty.
Yeah, Pretty's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Westworld released 11, that stands for November 21st, 1973. Bit of a Thanksgiving release, eh?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Carving turkey time.
Interesting stuff. MC, he wanted to do a more serious drama, but they were like, it's sci-fi or bust with you. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's very true.
And budget $1.25 million, box office at 10. Real nice.
A hit, man.
Big hit. How about its great comic book content in that? The poster.
Oh yeah, I absolutely was going to mention that.
Great
yeah.
poster with art by Neil Adams, best known for his mid 1960s run on the X-Men, and also Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Probably best remembered as the guy who made Green Arrow's sidekick a heroin addict.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay, you didn't mention how I know Neil Adams.
Oh, he was a big Batman guy too.
Yeah, that's the only thing I knew him from.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I can picture one of his famous drawings, Batman running again chasing the Joker and on a beach, and there's like a shot of Batman's hand coming towards the panel. It's really, really cool. I'm sure you know the.
Well, that was Neil Adams' whole stock and trade. Was like he would really experiment with panel layouts and shit from other panels would be bleeding into other panels. It was nice.
He's great.
So yeah, that's a great poster on this bad boy. What do you think of Michael Crichton? How about first as a novelist before we even get into his directing?
I don't believe I've ever read a Michael Crichton book. I've seen probably like every movie that's been based on one of his books. I even saw a movie he directed that was not based on one of his books. But as a writer, I would defer to you and just ask: is he kind of like a higher tier John Grisham of the sci-fi world?
No, I would call him like
equal.
A Stephen King that's read too much Ellison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Ralph Ellison?
Harlan Ellison.
Okay. I was going to say I can't see too much racial politics.
No, Harlan Ellison and that ilk, Arthur K. Dick. Because
Philip K. Dick.
Oh, fucking who's Arthur? Is that someone involved in 2001: A Space Odyssey?
That's Arthur C. Clarke.
Still on point.
Still on that A game we were talking about earlier.
Let's not ever say that about ourselves ever again.
I didn't say it about myself.
Yep. All right. So, no, but Crichton I got into because, as I believe I've said on this podcast, the film that got me into the cinema was Jurassic Park.
Sure.
When I saw that at I almost said at 97. At 7, let's say that.
Yeah.
I couldn't get enough. I saw all the Spielbergs. It got me into auteurs. It made me a fan of films of the 70s and 80s especially. And, Jurassic Park was a Michael Crichton adaptation. And so after Jurassic Park was such a hit, there were a shit ton of Michael Crichton adaptations coming out.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so I read the novel of every single one of them, and some are better than others, and some,
I got them in front of me,
dog shit.
Oh, all right.
Okay, let me try to name some off the top of my head.
Go ahead.
I read Congo.
Jesus.
I read Rising Sun.
Okay.
I read Lost World, Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Was he Sphere or was that Robin Cook?
No, he's Sphere.
He's Sphere? Okay. All right, what else we got?
That's about it for for things that were after Jurassic Park. Mm-hmm. He actually doesn't. No, well, for novels adapted into films, it's not a gigantic list as I thought it was. But you clearly skipped one of my favorite movies, which you shit-canned one time on a podcast. Did you or did you not read Disclosure?
Oh, no, I didn't, actually. I don't think my parents let me.
Yeah, because it's filthy.
Yeah, but I saw the movie. It's unwatchable now because of all that VR stuff. But
VR?
Yeah, there's a lot of virtual reality flying around.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah, I could take it. Yeah.
Yes, so could he. But this original Westworld. By the way, there's not just a Westworld, which I didn't realize.
I forgot too.
Yeah,
you had never seen this, right?
No, I did, but I
Okay.
saw it at the height of my Jurassic Park mania. So I have legit not seen this movie since I was 8.
Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Right. That doesn't even fucking count. Yeah. I mean, I saw it about maybe 16, 17 years ago, maybe longer, but I did remember very little. And I did not remember about the other worlds. Yeah.
I wanted to see it because I remember I had a bunch of friends that I had a whole lot of fans back then. I had a lot of friends that were Jurassic Park fans, and everyone thought Westworld was like a prequel to Jurassic Park.
Interesting.
And so I saw it, and I told them all about it. Because it kind of has the same premise, just on a way lower scale. And then I remembered I lied to them that I'd also seen the movie Cretaceous Park, which didn't exist. Just because I wanted to big up them.
Yeah, you probably did.
Kids are such pricks, man.
They really are, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's not just Westworld. You can also choose from between medieval world and Roman world. Which would you pick, Hank?
I wrote the same question down for you. Well, in the Delos company world of the ones that existed in this movie, I think I'm going to go with Westworld.
Just because it's better developed. But I mean, like,
well,
in
it
theory.
looks better. It looks better. Like in theory, like if there was like better, if it was like to the standards of HBO's worlds.
Yeah.
I think I'd go with medieval world. I think
Interesting.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would still go west, and I'll tell you why. For me, there's two things you're supposed to be doing in these worlds: fighting and fucking.
Right.
Medieval world.
There was no fighting or fucking in the medieval world.
Medieval world, come on, these ladies are suited up to the brim.
Well,
what? It's going to take me an hour to get rid of these things. And when I'm stuck jousting with some guy?
Well, sword fighting, maybe having a big Braveheart type battle. I don't know.
No, thank you.
You could be a king if you wanted.
I don't want to be a king.
All right.
I'm no Tom Petty.
Yeah, nice. I mean, Westworld. Westworld. You get the fun guns and all that. You'd be missing that in 13th century Europe.
That's what I want. Guns and hookers staring at me from balconies.
Yeah, that's a good point. From the balcony.
Yeah. It looks like one you just pull on the lace, and it's like they got where'd the clothes go?
Right, because in 13th century Europe, you'd be looking at them from a balcony, but they'd be covered by an apse. So that's for all my Catholic listeners.
An apse, Jesus, I didn't know what that was at all.
It's like a thing in a church that it's like a pillar type thing.
I just don't know anything about churches.
Good for you.
Starting to learn though.
Be happy.
Yeah.
I just got that.
Thanks. So the premise of this movie is a guy's friend just got divorced. So the guy's like, let me take you on a surprise trip to Delos, which is the main company of Westworld. And they go to Westworld together. One of them's been there before, had a pretty sweet time, shot some motherfuckers, banged a lot of ladies.
James Brolin.
That's the great James Brolin, Barbra Streisand's husband.
Yeah.
Are they still married?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's crazy. Who would have thought that?
Yeah, I know. He's like butter.
Yeah. He likes them Adrian Brody noses. All right.
Papa, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the divorced friend is Richard Benjamin.
I love that guy.
Yeah, MVP for me.
It's a tie for me, and he is one of the ties. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's hard to argue Yul Brynner.
He's not my MVP.
Ooh, look at you. Interesting.
Yeah.
No. It's, listen, I don't have that much to say about
Yeah, we can
Westworld.
just bullshit about the plot. I mean, they get there, and
they have a real nice time.
Good time.
They have some bar fights. Those all go great.
Yep.
They fuck some robot hookers without a hitch.
No hitches.
They don't even need hitch to explain them how to get to the robot hookers. They're no Kevin James.
Wait a minute. The Hitch, this wasn't Wild Wild Westworld, was it?
Ooh, Wiki Wild.
Yeah.
Oh, Oh, baby. I got to pull that up at some point now.
Oh. I thought it might be tonight, but I guess not. Yeah.
Well, but how about
we'll have
the fact
of
that
time.
how about there's a song about Yul Brynner
Yeah, that was pretty cool, man.
by one of my favorite artists. That's Stephen Malkmus, the lead of Pavement, possibly my favorite band of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just a random track from his first solo album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a big fan of the movie, I guess.
I guess so. Who knew?
Yeah, so basically the Delos Corporation runs these 3 worlds. You can choose which one you want to go to. These guys get there, they do what Dan says, and then a couple of robots in the other world start getting a little glitchy.
Ooh.
Little glitchy. And, and so things kind of go to shit pretty quickly, but it honestly gets better when that happens, in my opinion. I think the movie goes up like fucking 10 notches when that happens.
When the glitch shit happens?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you.
I liked it all the way through, but yeah.
I enjoyed just them having a real nice time at Westworld.
I did too.
Yeah.
No, I like that too. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention a movie before, just in the middle of this. Why not? This was Michael Crichton's debut as a director.
Oh, well, I mentioned that because the only way they'd let him direct a movie was if it was a sci-fi thing.
Yeah, but I gotta say, on that point...
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think he's a really good director. I like his choices of, like, the shot setups, and it's not just about the production design or the cinematography. I really thought he was an interesting director, like his placement and...
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Not many authors can direct.
Yeah, Stephen King.
Yeah, he didn't pull it off.
And another Michael Crichton movie that I like a lot, and I haven't seen in years, but I don't know if you ever saw it, was the one I mentioned that wasn't based on one of his books, which was he was actually the next movie he did after Westworld. 5 years later was Coma.
Oh.
Yeah.
I did see that, and I don't think... No, I did. I must have known it was Michael Crichton, because that's based on one of his books, right?
No, it's not. I just said it's not. Yeah.
Oh, then I'm thinking of something else. Maybe I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah,
oh, I know what I'm thinking of. They remade it as a miniseries, and I watched that.
Yes, they did.
Mm-hmm. It was bad.
Yes, I watched half an episode and turned it off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so... one of the things we do in the Westworld TV show is we're cut into the control room a lot. Some episodes take place almost entirely in the control room, and it's like, who are these people or robots? Who's not? Anthony Hopkins is hanging out being a creep. Jeffrey Wright, what's going on in there? And I thought in this movie they were used; those cutaways are used effectively, not very sparingly, but almost exactly how much I wanted from it.
Yeah. I actually...
There's some technobabble. I have a line written down here. In some cases, the computers have been designed by other computers. We don't know how they work. And at that point, I'm like, well, you should shut this park down.
Red flag.
That's some crazy talk.
Yeah, that is some crazy talk. I don't really understand. I remember that line. Yeah. Not a wise move, I don't think. Speaking of medieval women,
oh no,
we do have a Playmate of the Year from 1967 playing the medieval girl Daphne, who refuses that creep's advances.
By the way, I love that whole runner. This fucking the saga of the whoring man-child in it was Medieval World.
Yeah.
This fucking fat guy who's there with his wife is just trying to get himself into some robot tang this entire movie. And I was so pumped when he died. It was so satisfying.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, that was played by, if I can read my writing, Anne Ramal.
Oh, she was the playmate.
Yeah, Anne Ramal.
Yeah.
She went on to have an illustrious career as Daphne, the medieval girl from Westworld, 1973.
In other words, an illustrious career of she sucked that old guy's dick for a year.
You
What's
mean
his
Hugh
name?
Hefner?
Yeah, Hugh Hefner. I kept wanting to say Yul Brenner. They sound similar. Yo, so I think in the etiquette of banging these robots, you need to be a James Brolin. He's got it down. He knows they're there to bang. He's kind to them, and then when it's time to bang, he does it.
Yep.
This fat guy in Medieval World, he's trying way too hard. He won't shut up about it. And his wife's right there. It's gross. Yeah. But on the other hand, I don't like Richard Benjamin's take. Because this guy's being a grade A Andrew Garth wuss. I fucked it up. He's Andrew Garfielding all over this lady.
Andrew Garfielding. By that, do you mean like overacting or over?
No, I just mean being a little puss.
Oh,
like, get it together.
Yeah. That prostitute that he sleeps with will come up later in my superhero count.
What?
Yeah.
Oh! I think I know this.
Well, I have 4 of them, so, you know.
At least I looked up at least someone who is in the 66 Batman show.
That's right. She's one of them.
Okay. Well, we'll get to the rest at the end. I like this. Yeah. What else you got? I always like when there's robot animals in these movies. It's like a haunting sight when they like pass by the robots getting fixed and there's like a horse sitting there.
Yeah, it's weird. It was cool. And that was cool to see too, because I when the show came on, I did not remember that in the movie. I thought maybe the show had come up with that original idea.
Same, because it seemed sort of macabre enough for the Jonathan Nolan guy to come up with that.
But this is very dark. Yeah. It's a very dark movie. Yeah.
On the other hand, not as good when Michael Crichton realized, oh, my movie's only an hour and 20 minutes long. What do I do? Yo, they'll just have a robot snake razzle him for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that was well choreographed. Yeah. How about that blood? I mean, that was like really fucking red paint. Did they not know how? I mean, I know that I've seen better blood usage in 1973. Namely, I'm looking at you, Mean Streets, and that did not have a budget of $1.25 million. What's with the? Is that like part of the palette of this movie?
Pardon me, but Michael Crichton is maybe no Martin Scorsese.
That's a valid point. Didn't occur to me.
But I also think it was that much blood just to show that like. There's such a sense of safety in Westworld the entire movie. Like, they kill Yul Brenner like 2 or 3 times before he comes back at them.
Right.
And so maybe it makes it all the more shocking when they shoot James Brolin and that guy who is driving a trolley that looks exactly out of the first Ace Ventura movie.
I don't remember that. I'm sorry.
We just watched it.
We just watched Ace Ventura?
Oh, shit. I meant Austin Powers. Yo, I swear I'm sober here. I just got out of a mental hospital. Give me a break.
He's currently on some lithium, folks, so it has a side effect of memory loss.
But speaking of that...
It is a great song. Again.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, dude, carte blanche, man. Whatever tunes you want to play.
It's my return to... It's sort of my victory tour, like on PT out there.
Yeah. I don't know what... Okay.
Like, instead of Donald Trump, though, it's Delirium Tremens.
Oh, my God. Oh, boy, buddy. You know what I thought of when I saw this?
What?
When Yul Brynner when Yul Hefner Brinner is looking through his pixels vision, I thought of Predator.
I thought of it too, and I didn't care for it.
Yeah, but I wondered if Predator might have gotten a little idea from it. That's all.
I might call out Star Wars for ripping off something from Futureworld. We'll get there.
Oh, looking forward to that.
Oh.
Okay. So it's a good movie. I mean, I like it. What else? What else do you want to say about it? I mean, this.
Hey, I got one thing to say about it, about both of these movies, frankly, that I hope you can get on board with.
Okay.
I think this fella, Fred Karlin, one of the best scores of any movie we've covered.
Ooh. Yeah, Peter, I'm going to have to ask you to go ahead and come in on Saturday. Yeah.
That piano with the viola, it's nice.
The score, I actually wrote down a note. The score got better the more the movie moved on. He became more creative due to whatever situation was facing the characters. Originally, I thought it was pretty generically corny.
There's some generic Westy stuff in there, Western.
I mean, I know he had to do that, but sure. I just didn't get a lot out of Mr. Karlin.
How about the beginning of Futureworld with that eye effect with the music over it, though?
Yeah. So I'm not really. I wish I could say I'm on board with you on this one, bud, but
that's okay. That's okay.
Not so much. But I'm glad that you. Good.
Yeah, buy it for me on vinyl.
Okay. Good luck finding that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I bet you could find that.
Yeah, you can find anything.
All right, let's grade it.
All right. You know what? I we didn't get too much deep into the film, but that's okay.
Wait, what else you got?
Oh, not much. I just wanted to point out one more point, and then I'll grade it. I thought it was funny that it's funny now. I guess it wasn't funny then, but did you remember that? The movie's in '73, and they have the balls to make it take place only 10 years into the future.
Well, that's one of my favorite things that sci-fi movies do.
Hysterical.
Yeah, where I believe my favorite one of all time is Time Cop, which is a film where it has a fully well and long-developed police force whose entire job is to go back into time and solve crimes before they happen. I believe that movie was made in 1994 and takes place in 1997 or something like that.
Excellent.
Isn't that insane?
That's great. Sometimes they do it way too far, like Jason X, where you can't even calculate it. We talked about that, like, okay, this is 400 years from now, or they do it way too soon. It's like,
I like when they do it just that year. Like, this is an alternate history. This shit ain't ever happening, so let's just say it's happening now. I think Children of Men does that. It's just like, hey, it's 2006. Kids aren't being born anymore.
Well, they don't specify a year, so you could come up with that for sure. I do think it does take place a little bit in the future, but you're right.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong about that one.
Well, but no. But I know what you mean. Yeah. But it's just hilarious to me. In 1973, it's like by 1983, we're gonna have this computer thing cracked.
Yeah, it's true.
Fucking robots. And that's the thing that the TV show wisely does. They don't tell us when it takes place.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, they don't do that.
It's not 2026. Yeah.
Not
that we'll have a planet in 10 years.
You ready for my... Yeah, good point. You ready for my bold statement? I think I've made it to you before.
I think you've made one already, but go ahead.
What was my bold statement?
Carlin? I don't know.
No, I got one about the TV show.
Oh, all right.
Westworld, the TV show, is better than every Christopher Nolan movie.
Thanks for joining us, folks, and we hope you come back next week when we're covering Home Alone and Home Alone.
All right, yeah.
No, it's excellent.
Christopher Nolan's
You're
brother.
not a fan of Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan's brother, Jonathan Nolan, has now made something that has surpassed all of his brother's films in artistic quality.
I have a prediction that statement you made probably would be an equally divisive statement. Like, it'll probably be like 50% on your side, 50% on my side, because he's definitely got a lot of detractors, but he's also got a lot of fans like me. So, yeah, that's interesting, though.
Well, I just think that Jonathan Nolan's shit before didn't have the ideas that I was interested in. I think he does characters pretty well. So now, what's this with Westworld? The ideas in it are higher thought out and more interesting and deeper than anything in Interstellar or Inception. And now, all of a sudden, he's writing way better characters than in any Christopher Nolan movie ever.
Now, how much input do you think he has into every episode? Because it's essentially
he's the showrunner, and and has a writing credit on almost every episode.
Oh, he does. He does have a writing credit. I didn't remember that. Okay, all right. Hey, man, that's your opinion. That's fine.
It is.
I got nothing bad to say about Jonathan Nolan. I mean, I fucking love the show, so it's kind of a tough. But I'm not. I have no reason to equivocate Christopher Nolan's movies with the show. But I know you would, because you're not the biggest fan, for sure.
But I like some of Christopher Nolan's movies. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not a hater. I wouldn't say.
You're not. You wouldn't say you're a hater of him.
I wouldn't say I'm a hater.
Okay. All right. There are definitely haters of him. So.
Oh yeah, he's no Alejandro Gonzalez. Yeah.
You're a hater of him.
I am a hater of that guy, for sure.
Not a fan of Birdman or The Revenant.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Yep. That's a smart title. Okay.
We like full titles on this show.
We do. Hey, grade Westworld.
I'm giving it 4 stars.
Samesies.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I didn't know what to expect. Period. So that's good. MVP, LVP?
MVP, RB, Richard Benjamin.
LVP?
It's a tough one. I mostly liked it.
It was very tough.
Let me look at my notes here. I don't want to give it to the whoring man-child because I still liked him.
Right.
And Yul Brynner, he's just got that presence,
Right. Not a lot of dialogue at all from anyone in this movie, really.
No.
It's impressive, too.
And I loved the whorehouse owner.
I don't even remember that character.
I'll go with, this is such a backwards ass, because who cares? I'll go with, that, standard Western guy that they first see and, shows them to their room, and it's like, stop looking at my hands.
Yeah.
I'll go with that guy. Who cares?
Okay. That's better than me, because my LVP was none. I didn't have one.
You can only do that with 5-star movies.
Oh, really?
That's my rule.
I don't have a rule for that. It doesn't really have a... I mean, you can shit on some of those character actors, I guess, but, it's really... I didn't look at the movie and, I got to tell you one thing. I did write Fred Carlin, and then I crossed him out when I was watching it.
I like that.
But I crossed him out because I liked the music as it got better. But if you really want me to pick, I guess I'll go with Fred Carlin.
Fine.
But I'd rather go with none, if you allow it.
No, go with Fred Carlin. See what I care.
My MVP is a tie between Richard Benjamin and big props MVP to Michael Crichton. As a director and a writer.
Impressive.
Yeah. I have a superhero count.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
James Brolin was in the 1966 Batman series in 4 different episodes as different characters.
That's not surprising. Go on.
Dick Van Patten, who played the, guy with the glasses who was constantly falling and fucking up and taking...
Yeah.
known for many, many roles, but he played Santa Claus in Lois and Clark.
Oh, I was gonna call you out for making Santa Claus a superhero, but all right.
Well, magical powers, fictional.
Yeah.
Linda Scott, the French prostitute, was in an episode of the Batman series as well as the Moth.
Oh, that must have been a weird villain.
Real classic. And she was in an episode of Green Hornet, playing a character called Vama.
Ooh.
Vama.
Yeah.
Varum. And finally, the interviewer at the beginning of the movie, Robert Hogan, the guy who's like saying, well,
which I liked, by the way. They open. It was apparently like a pickup shot. It wasn't in the original script, and then they decided they needed a little more exposition, and so they included this sort of news footage, and I thought it was really well done. Yeah,
I dug it. He was on the Incredible Hulk show as an unnamed character. So there you go.
Okay.
So 4 superhero
That's right.
count.
You forget how many superhero TV shows there were before the golden era.
That's very true. You don't remember, you always remember Batman, but you forget about the Adventures of Superman and Green Hornet and
Wonder Woman,
the Incredible Hulk, and that short-lived Spider-Man show.
Sure, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. All right.
Blade with sticky fingers. Remember that?
No.
There was a Blade TV show, and they replaced Wesley Snipes with the rapper Sticky Fingers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was great.
Guess it didn't stick too well.
Ooh, good one.
Not really. All right.
We're on to Futureworld. A mere 3 years later, July 28th, 1976. Directed by Richard T. Heffron. Do we know anything about this guy?
I don't know shit about this fucking guy. In that he did nothing of note.
Really?
Nothing.
That's it?
Nothing.
I want to look him up now.
Go ahead.
I feel like I didn't do my due diligence on this fella.
He is a nobody.
And I feel like these writers did something too. Man, I did not have a good week, this guy, which led... This guy.
That's okay.
Which led to my stint in the hospital.
Yeah, right. That's all right. I'll look him up with you. I'm checking him out. You looking him up. I'll look up one of the writers.
Oh, okay.
They got shit.
I'm pretty sure it's George Schenk that's done stuff, not Mayo Heffman. Mayo Simon.
Mayo Simon is the father of the author and biologist of the X-Files Science Advisor.
Is that true?
Yes.
That's weird. All right, so this Richard T. Heffron guy, he ended up having a reasonably good TV career after this. He did V in the early 80s. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and he directed North and South. I guess he directed these big miniseries.
Yeah, nothing good.
Yeah, nothing I care about anyway.
Oh, I like George Shank's credit. I'm liking that a lot.
What is it? He definitely wrote something I like, right?
I don't think so.
Oh,
and it's really he's credited for like one thing that he wrote, like a bunch of, I think, episodes. NCIS.
Oh, yes. That's why I was gonna bring him up, because he's one of these dudes that. He got a few chances in like the 70s and 80s and even 90s, I think, to like create shows of his own, and none of them did that well. So he just sort of became a staff writer on stuff. Yeah. And this motherfucker got the good fortune of being hired as just a staff writer on NCIS in its pilot season. And the guy, he's old already by this point. He's like, what am I going to do? This show seems like it's going to be on the rest of my life. I'll just keep going. It's season 16 now. He's still there, cranking these NCISs out.
Big hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for George Schenk.
Good for you, George Schenk.
George Schenk, honestly, I would love to have his life. Are you kidding me?
Oh, my God.
You write on this. Like, can you imagine? That would be my life. I'd be totally cool with that. Go on the set of Criminal Minds every day. Try to flirt with Paget Brewster. One day you come in, it's like, yo, did you hear the guy from Dharma and Greg kick the guy? And then you're making all this money. And every so often you find yourself like someone mentions Westworld, and you're like, I wrote the sequel to that.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time, and I did research this. This is the first time George Shank's name has ever been mentioned in media anywhere ever.
That's not true.
But like if you had like a very undemanding viewership, it'd be real easy to write for a show like that because who are you writing for?
Crank 'em out.
Yeah, crank 'em out.
Let's do it. Are you kidding me? Hey. Oh, you think Mark Harmon can't say whatever stupid, charming shit you put in his mouth? No, he can.
Oh, man. Woo, baby.
Okay, so this
Future
World costs $2.5 million. We're opening. We have another sort of framing device. It looks like a sort of Japanese game show, but it's not. I guess it's just one of those stupid game shows they had in the 70s where you can like jump in a tube and grab money or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything's totally fine over at Delos. Everything
clearly not fine at MGM.
Yeah,
where they didn't want to make the movie.
Is that true?
This is now distributed by AIP Productions.
Well, first of all, MGM's always having issues.
Yeah. Aren't they behind like a lot of the problems that Bond has had for the last 50 years?
There would be 40 Bond movies by now if any distributor was involved in that franchise.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. The Broccolis.
Broccoli. Chopping broccoli.
Ooh.
Chopping broccoli.
Carving them broccoli.
Nice.
All right. So Westworld took the brunt of the bad press after 60 people were murdered at it.
Nope, I have the numbers.
What is it?
It's one of my favorite things about Futureworld. Maybe the only thing I liked. 150 people were killed in the Westworld.
Oh.
50 were guests, and they assume about 95 techs.
So there was a genocide at this theme
There was
park.
an absolute and total genocide at Westworld.
And now we're just
and all the
reopening
worlds,
it.
really. But for some reason, it's cool that the other worlds were still able to stay open.
Medieval world and Roman world still around. So
And
where are you going? We've got Future World now, and we have Spa World. Where are you going?
I guess I'm going to go to Spa World.
Yeah,
really.
Shut the fuck up. I'm going to Spa World. Get out of here.
Why wouldn't you? Someone
got me this free trip to Delos, Future World. What? They're putting me like outer space,
sucks.
I'm gonna. You're suffocating to death.
Yeah. I agree with the guy who that terrible character actor who gets put in charge of the rocket, and they're like, just sit here and operate the switches, and he's like, I paid for a vacation.
No, you go to Spa World. Everyone you meet, you just say, have you ever heard of a Nuru massage?
Oh, wait, I had to say a line before we started this. So let's rewind. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into Future World. And boy, have we got a sequel for you.
Is that something you say? Is that a catchphrase?
That's the tagline on the poster of Future World.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yo, Westworld is a pretty good tagline. Hey, I really regret not saying that my number one favorite... Have I said on the podcast what my number one favorite catchphrase of all time is?
Yes. It was... I don't remember. As soon as you say it, I'll know what it was.
Because I can't remember if I said it in the episode we did on it. Whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah. I don't know if you did say that. I mean, it is a great... It is.
My second favorite is You Will Believe a Man Could Fly.
How about In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream?
That's a good one, but it comes under Whoever wins, we lose.
Yeah, that's true. And that was a very apt tagline for that movie.
It's true.
By the way, 150 people killed. We're in 1985 now, so really just 2 years have passed, and we're up and running.
That's right. And
publicly.
And we have Peter Fonda, and he's going to blow the lid off this place.
Yeah, the only thing he's blowing the lid off is a fucking bong, which is what he was smoking the entire time he's acting in this movie, man.
Yeah.
And I love Peter Fonda, but he is dead in the water here. I gotta say.
I've got a theory about Peter Fonda that I formed after watching this movie, or probably during, because I don't know what I was doing after I was watching this movie.
Yeah.
Spoilers: Henry will try to figure out some of my notes. Peter Fonda, I don't think he's a very good actor.
Yeah. He needs a very specific role for himself.
Okay, and what is his good role? Don't say Easy Rider.
Okay, next. No, I
think he was in this Easy Rider thing, so he got lumped in with all these amazing actors from the 70s, and while they were off making great movies and shit and indulging their art, Peter Fonda's doing Futureworld.
Let me tell you something. He is good in 2 other movies right off the top of my head.
You're going to say Yuli's Gold.
I am.
Okay, what else?
And he was really excellent in 3:10 to Yuma.
I don't remember him being in that.
Yeah, he's great. I think he can act. I just think he's not top notch. He's.
I'll tell you who is killing him in this movie.
I'll tell you who's killing him in this movie.
It's that Blythe Danner.
You got that right.
She's fantastic. She's the female
highlight.
lead. Oh, she's the highlight by far. And
Yep.
she's playing a news reporter. And it's funny because it's 1976 and they're already having this debate like who's gonna win out, like TV news or print news.
Yeah, it's
and at one point she goes, "Why don't you wise up, Mister? Nobody reads."
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? It's prescient. It's prescient.
Yeah, that's the word.
And then they meet this like dumb guy. He's sort of the equivalent of he's the guy who won the game show, and he's
right.
one of these guys. He's just like always sticky for some reason, and you don't know why. Like what's he been doing? and
he's the one that gets to operate the rocket.
Yeah, and
very panicked.
She goes up to him. She says, "Do you read?" And he goes, "Oh no, I'm a tube freak," which I'm gonna start saying from now on for sure. But I just like the 1970s idea that like television was like only idiots watch it.
Yeah, the boob tube.
I'm a tube freak.
Yeah, already happening. Yeah. Can I talk about, basically they're sent to, cover the story of the reopening of this place, and also Peter Fonda has an agenda, because he knows there's more than meets the eye, no pun intended, from the eye opening sequence. Yeah. Oh,
I thought you were making a Transformers reference, because there's robots in that too.
Oh, that's a good point. There's Autobots and Decepticons in this movie. Yeah, my favorite sequence in the movie, which was extraordinarily difficult to get through.
Wait. Is it the Yul Brynner, Blythe Danner dance?
Give the man a prize.
That was so bad, dude.
If our listeners ever by accident happen to come upon this movie, or go right to that sequence.
If you have no interest in this movie, try to find it on YouTube. When I put the episode up, I'll try to find it on YouTube so I can tweet it out for you guys. Because it is a joy to behold. I just don't understand. It's like they had a contract from Yul Brynner, like he's going to be in this movie, but instead of having him be like a badass gunfighter again, he's just sort of like
the King and I.
Oh yeah, it is a little King and I, yeah.
Yeah, he's just dancing away.
Yeah, he's just I don't know, man. It's like when you bring like John Travolta back for like Get Shorty, and he's just like soft toeing, and you're like, what am I watching?
Soft toeing.
Yeah.
I think you mean soft shoeing, but I like soft toeing.
I did mean soft shoeing.
Good. Soft toeing. Yeah. He does take his shoes off actually in the Pulp Fiction sequence, doesn't he?
I believe he does. Yeah.
She was a teenage girl. Anyway.
We already passed the thing I thought ripped off Star Wars, or Star Wars ripped it off.
What's that?
On the plane, they're playing this chess sequence with like real things.
Oh, that's right. I thought of that too. Now, my question is,
which was made first?
I know what was made. I know that, but Star Wars was in production at the time, but you're right. They probably took that right from that.
Oh, yeah. George Lucas has never remotely stolen from anything he thought was cool in his entire life.
He's wholly original.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like he says, like he openly admits that R2-D2 and C-3PO are from the Japanese movie Hidden Fortress.
Yeah, go watch some Japanese movies. Go read yourself some fucking Joseph Campbell. Yeah. And enjoy a Flash Gordon serial or two, and you got Star Wars.
Maybe some
Star
Trek.
Shut up with this Holy Grail bullshit.
I agree. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, man. One of my favorite touches in Futureworld was the Japanese people who are constantly with camera.
Yeah, yeah. And the one guy who's like, "May I use my father's sword?"
Because I don't know about you, but most Japanese people I've met were either photographers or samurai. So,
yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of actually a reality, so whatever. But, yeah, and how sexist is the movie, too? I mean, and God bless Blythe Danner, because her acting kind of saves a lot of those terrible lines that they just, like, constantly...
She classes this thing up.
Yeah. Oh, and can I say something that might be unpopular or extremely popular?
Go.
I got nothing against you, Gwyneth, at all, but boy, is your mother a better actress.
Holy shit, is she better? I know, and Gwyneth is fine.
Yeah, I don't really have a problem with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Blythe Danner has that ability to just carry a screen and be likable and funny. You know, she's a little like that Diane Keaton.
Ooh, that's a really good comparison.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, well
Blythe Danner.
More on Blythe Danner in the when we talk about little fuckers. Sorry.
Right.
I know.
And she was also in a couple of Woody Allen movies. I can't remember which ones.
I think She shows up in Another Woman,
right.
Alice, and one of my personal faves, Husbands and Wives.
Oh, that's in my top 5.
She could have a cameo in Hannah and Her Sisters, too. I might be wrong about that.
I thought it was something else, just like September or something like that. But, yeah, you could be right.
Maybe.
I don't know. You could be right. Anyway.
Okay, and now...
So what happens in Futureworld here? What's going on? Where are we? They're investigating and running around at night, right? Peter Fonda keeps sneaking out of his room and trying to get dirt.
Yeah.
And then they get cloned.
Yeah, right. Peter Fonda has a gunfight with himself. Okay, it's at this point that I'm falling asleep, and I still was enjoying the movie, but listen, I was having some adult beverages.
Yeah.
All right? Now, here's some notes I'd like you to decipher for myself.
Okay.
I wrote here, Peter Fonda has some thick pubes.
I don't really know what to decipher. I don't recall a nude scene with him. Maybe you were just using your imagination. I don't know what that was.
I don't know why I'd write that. Okay.
I don't know either.
I wrote down soon after that, man, this is a real 10 Cloverfield Road.
Well, you meant 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Okay.
And other than the fact that they're kind of stuck where they are and can't really escape, I don't really get that reference either.
All right, my notes aren't great at this point then.
Okay.
All right.
But they're entertaining.
I have climbing opposing ladders like this is Edge and Christian. That's a wrestling reference.
I was going to say, you're going to have to explain that one to me.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Nothing,
that's it. All right.
All right, never mind.
Well, there's 3 pretty hot notes.
Thank you. But yeah, the cloning thing is a big deal, and it's got kind of a Twilight Zone ending. You walk us through some of that.
Yeah, the whole reason this place exists is because the chief scientist is a robot, and the chief operating officer of Futureworld is a robot, and his companion is his partner in crime is a doctor, Dr. Schneider, and they want the world to essentially be taken over by robots. Westworld show spoiler. So their idea is to clone the most important people in the world to then have them have influence over the world's like economy and all kinds of things. That's why the Japanese they have like dignitaries. They have the Russian president. They have all these people.
Yeah. On the flight at the beginning of the movie, it's like conspicuously diverse. Right,
and Peter Fonda and Blythe Danner are there so they can have a spy or double agent in the press, in both TV and print press. And by the end of the movie, they both fight each other, and from a terrible angle in the Blythe Danner shootout, they tried to make it look like you didn't know which one was killed, but it's so obvious from the terrible direction that Blythe Danner, the real one, won. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. I actually do remember that being like ridiculously obvious.
Yeah, the Peter Fonda one, less so. That was shot with a little more care. But since Peter Fonda acts like a robot in human form anyway, it was rather deceiving. So, and the good guys win in the end. They get away on the train, and maybe one of my favorite moments, Peter Fonda flips him the bird. Remember that? When he gets on the train, Dr. Schneider realizes that the robot's lost, and then
it's one of those. Oh, they're the wrong ones.
Yeah, and Fonda flips him the bird. No, not a good movie.
I was entertained though, man.
I was not.
I'm gonna go.
I was waiting for this to be over.
Oh, I really wasn't. I was entertained by it. And I'm gonna go ahead and give this bad boy a 3.
You are out of your fucking mind.
Sorry.
This is a 1-star movie, man.
No, it's at least a 2.
It is a piece of shit. It is terrible. Terrible.
All right.
Terrible.
All right. Listen, I only saw like the first 2/3.
Exactly.
For the most part. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, the MVP, I think we're both agreed, is clearly Blythe Danner.
Oh, it's BD.
And clearly the LVP, as bad as the movie is in terms of direction and writing, I gotta go Peter Fonda.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're across the board on that one.
And I'm a Fonda fan. You know, I like Jane, I like Bridget. You know,
I'm not a Jane guy.
I like Jane. Henry Fonda, I like in The Grapes of Wrath. And 12 Angry Men.
And Once Upon a Time in Mexico. God damn it! I always do that. Once Upon a Time
in America.
The West.
You got it wrong, then I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Never saw that actually. Yeah.
Oh, great movie! Great movie. The best Western ever made.
Whoa.
Yeah, I stand by that.
He's talking to you, Sergio Leone. All right.
I'm a big Sergio Leone guy. Yeah. Who are the other ones? You said, Gwyneth, she's all right. I could take or leave some of these people.
She's not a Fonda.
Oh, so who are your Fondas that you just called out?
Bridget, Henry, and Jane.
I gotta tell you, the best Fonda... Bridget lying down in those shorts and Jackie Brown.
In Jackie Brown?
Yeah.
That's pretty memorable. Yeah. That's a point of no return comment, am I right?
It wasn't meant to be, but that's pretty...
Well, it's okay. She's a single white female, so...
Oh, man, you're going through them?
No, this is off my head. Now? This is off my head.
Yeah. Well, she's made a lot of movies.
Or as you would say, top of the dome. Although I don't know where she's been lately. I haven't seen her.
No, she doesn't need to make movies. Whatever. She's a Fonda.
That's true. Good point.
Let Jane Fonda, she could give Bridget her allowance money when she makes Monster-in-Law.
Monster-in-Law 3.
Yeah.
I got a superhero count.
Oh, okay.
Surprising 3.
Interesting.
I'm going to start with the worst one first.
Okay.
I found out because I kept anticipating that we would see this actor's face, but we don't. In the movie, there is a robot named Clark the Robot, who is a friendly robot who's basically like a walking trash can for this good guy to help Peter Fonda and Blythe Danner out.
Yeah, okay.
And his name is James Conner, and he played a role in one of the greatest superhero movies ever made as an unnamed character in Zack Snyder's Watchmen.
Oh, I thought you were being serious, but it was a joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Z-Boy.
He was what?
I say Z-Boy. He's got to come back soon, Zach. I got to give him a text. I got to
Wait,
shoot him.
who'd this guy play in Watchmen, though?
They don't give him a credit. I looked on the Watchmen page. I looked everywhere. He's just credited as being in Watchmen. So,
all right.
Let's assume somebody old. Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah.
John Ryan, who played Dr. Schneider, who I recognize from a slew of Jack Nicholson movies. They're clearly buddies because he shows up in like 5 Easy Pieces and Hoffa and King of Marvin Gardens and all that, a lot of Nicholson stuff. He did voice acting as Buzz Bronski in Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Oh, which we will cover.
Yeah, I never saw that.
No, great movie.
And the number 1 superhero count is Peter Fonda.
Ooh, can I have a second?
You guess? I want you to have a second. No looking.
I'm gonna say he was in Dick Tracy or some shit.
That's a great guess. I would have never gotten this if I didn't look it up. He plays Mephistopheles in
fucking Ghost Rider.
Yep.
I forgot that shit, and he looks disgusting. That's I mean, and I'm not talking about like, you know, devil makeup.
Yeah,
like
I never saw Ghost Rider.
Oh, we should cover those movies because
they came up a couple of episodes ago. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah, the first
there's 2
one.
of them, right?
Yeah, the first one's super boring. It's done by the guy that did the original Daredevil. But then the second one, they got the Crank guys, and it's kind of like insane in a good way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I also want to credit Peter Fonda for my Easy Rider fans. In that movie, his name is technically Wyatt, but throughout the movie, he is referred to as Captain America.
Oh, baby.
How'd you like that? I pulled that one out of my head when I was writing it down. I was like, wait a minute, he was Captain America in Easy Rider. So.
All right, you ready to wrap up?
I suppose so. It's a slightly shorter episode than usual.
I'm okay with it.